Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And it's the Hump Day Happy Hour Salute. And today we actually, again, as always, every time we have it, we enjoyed Fireball. There we go.
I was a little flummy, so I wanted something smooth that I can enjoy and, not get caught up in the moment with something harsh.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
All right. First up, Super See the Lights is in the house. Happy Hump Day right back at you.
You're not going to say thank you for being a member?
And thank you for me. That's your job. Jeez,
Okay.
You got to do something around here. Say it.
Thank you for being a member.
JC Jeff Norton's always around. How's it going? Danny Dave's Odds and Ends is here, like
And
always.
Thank you for being a member.
Super Stevens in the house. And Marvelous Michael as well.
And thank you for being a member. Are you going to be over at Allentown, Michael?
No, I'm not. Oh, sorry.
We don't care about you. That's the big thing going on this weekend. Allentown Paper Show. If you're anywhere within the Allentown region, definitely worth driving. What am I, 4 hours away? And I'm heading on over that way. So if you see me walking around, come on up and say hi.
Do any of these shows you go to, I'm having a question to ask you. Do
Sure.
they have it like you can pay extra to go early, like they do it like those toy shows or anything like that, like a dealer advance and you pay extra?
The Springfield does. You can actually go the day early. I think $50 you can get in the day early.
Okay, I don't know if that's worth it, but
Yeah, because some people have told me, oh, I had that stuff yesterday when I was setting up and people bought it for me. So yeah, I think it is. The only problem is I'd have to take a whole extra day, a whole extra hotel room.
right.
So that would add up a lot for that. Awesome. Very good.
All right, we got the Triple F is in the house. How you doing?
And thank you for being a member.
Marvelous Mr. Hot Wheels. How you doing?
All righty. And we're going to start the show off. Well, first, before we start the show off like we always do,
Okay.
definitely want to do a quick shout out to Popeye's Postcards. Want to thank him for coming on the show. 2-hour interview with him on Thursday. A lot of fun. Don't you wish you could sit through 2 hours of postcard discussion?
I'm so upset. Oh, hold on. Delightful Dawn is in the house. All
And
right.
thank you for being a member.
Thank you for being a member. And thank you for being Dawn. What were we talking about?
We were talking about the 2-hour postcard show.
I'm so upset that I missed it. I was really looking forward to that, but
Well, you can watch it on replays.
I only sleep like 5 hours a night, and that would make it 3. So
Oh, that's a good point.
Popular Puddings in the house. How's it going?
And thank you for being a member. Yeah, no, it was a really fun show, and I do want to thank John Popeyes
Say it
for
like
a really big shoe. I do want to thank him. He was very, very gracious with his time. 2 hours, a real deep dive into postcards. If you haven't seen the video yet, you definitely should. A lot of questions that I know he's never been asked before.
all right. Cool Kev's in the house. How's it going?
Oh, thank you very much, Kevin. Do appreciate that. Yeah, he was a great guy.
He
Now,
was like he passed on.
God bless his soul. No, he is a great guy. We'll start the show off as we always do now, officially. Buckle yourself in. It will be a fun show today, my friends. Definitely tell you that it will be. Why don't you tell us how your sales were, Mr. Magazine?
Well, let me start by saying Amazon's been steady.
Okay.
Website's been steady. DVD site's good like always.
Okay.
Whatnot's been great.
What?
Can't argue with Whatnot. Yeah.
What?
Very happy with Whatnot. Yeah. It's like free money. I look at it like free money. We'll get into that a little bit more later, but what?
Nothing.
eBay is very putrid, and I got to expect that with the flooding and the hurricane and the port issue going on. That has to cut back on sales. It has to. I mean, think about the port issue. Everyone's striking. The containers are just sitting. They can't come and go, especially overseas. So I mean, it's definitely
Gonna be messing stuff
people
up.
with no power. I mean, it's just you can't do anything about this. It's just
No.
one of those things. But you gotta keep plugging away, keep listening, keep doing your thing, and things will turn around. Marvelous moving on's in the house. How you doing? I heard it was, yeah. Lucky Lou's in the house.
Christmas sales were okay. I didn't put much time into it, so I need to catch up. There you go.
You and me both.
Sales somewhere between Mew and Sub-Mew.
Yeah.
You got it. You didn't click on the one right above it. Yep. It came in right at the time.
Okay.
Sales are still down over 40%. Ooh.
My Amazon's still up about 10%, 10 to 15%, maybe 10 now, but eBay's way down. And it's a crazy thing is we're selling decent stuff on eBay. I say this and I'm repeating myself, but we're not selling those $10 and $15 common items that we used to sell 20, 30 a day on, the Time magazines, the Sports Illustrated, stuff like that.
But here's
not unique, but like harder to find toys and so forth.
But here's something to think about. You're probably not making that much less money. because that $10 magazine that you sell, by the time you pay people to find it, pack it, yada, 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 packing supplies, you might only be clearing $3 on it.
Right. Yeah. Because usually our orders, we like our orders. We don't like them at 250. We'd like them at an average of 300 a day, but overall, so if our orders are 200, it's on the low end. When it gets below 200, we call it putrid or it's crappy or whatever. But our numbers was like 185 today total, which is very low, but we sold decent items on eBay and Amazon. So we had less items to pull, but we were still making the same money as we normally would sell, like say 225 items.
So yeah. Yep. So that's not bad at all. Oh, yeah, we saw that. But, yep. They're done. My sales are average.
Average is better than below average. That's why I say it.
That is quite the insight, Mr. Meg. That is quite the insight. Nobody else.
I think I heard that from Yogi Berra.
Nobody can piece together a sentence quite the way you can, Mr. Magazine. I will have to admit.
I know I'm here for a reason.
There you go. And welcome in Antiquarian. So the person that we stalk, again, that usually was selling the 50 plus items, they did go from 30 to 35. So they're having another bad time, and they're selling lower priced items.
Average putrid.
Yeah, absolutely. Down over prior month, but I was away for a week in September. Yeah, there you go. So my sales overall, though nobody asked.
What are your sales?
Thank you for asking. I can't complain. I mean, they're holding their own. They're doing okay. Every site's doing okay overall. Whatnot's been a bit slow. Some new dealer came on there and just kind of upended everything and took everybody else's sales.
Thank you very much.
No, everything's going okay. I can't argue much with the eBay sales. They're not great. They're not terrible. They're not bad for this time of year.
Yeah.
Overall, so I'm happy. Now, I do have to remember when I compare it to prior years that since being retired, more time is being put into it, more items are being listed.
Sure.
So I should be better.
In good shape at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully after November 15th or November 5th, the holiday season, Thanksgiving, whatever.
Yeah, the election, I think, right after that.
It's right around the corner, so just hang in there.
Selling plenty of items, but all low dollar. People just don't have the money like they used to. I did PSA here, not the grading company,
right,
public service announcement, PSA. Do go to your doctors regularly, your dentist regularly. I went to both of them today. It is a Wednesday. I was about 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon driving around. Buffalo Wild Wings had 3 cars in the parking lot. Red Lobster had 4 cars in the parking lot. We ended up going to right around the corner from you. We ended up going to the Chinese buffet. When we left, there was one other customer besides us. Driving home, Applebee's over on East Ridge.
Yeah, I mean, it's expensive.
4 customers. There is nobody eating out. Now, and I wasn't aware that Wednesday was a bad day. Tuesdays tend to be historically bad days for people dining out. The restaurants. In fact, restaurants, a lot of them close Tuesdays.
Okay.
Mondays, Tuesdays. Wednesday's not supposed to be like that. Yeah. So I don't know if it just happened to be that I was between lunch and dinner, so people weren't going out to eat or what the case was. Right. But I was amazed at how few people were out.
We used to order out or eat out 3 to 4 times a week just for convenience and a busy schedule. Now we're probably down to 1 to 2. I mean, a regular meal is $100 for 4 people. Like a regular meal at some average restaurant. You go to a higher end one, it's 150 plus. It's crazy.
I'm sorry to hear that, Aquarian. Good luck to you. Thoughts and prayers to everybody out there being affected by. In fact, Mr. Magazine and I were talking about that prior to the show. Yeah. So good luck. Sorry about that. However, I did notice, and Mr. Magazine has pointed this out in a couple of Bolo videos, because things that are trending in the news, people that are trending in the news. I did sell a Pete Rose baseball card over on Amazon. I sold a Jimmy Carter newspaper because he just turned 100 over on eBay. And I sold a Chris Christopherson Rolling Stone on eBay and a Chris Christopherson different Rolling Stone over on Etsy. Nice. So the people that are in the news are definitely selling for sure.
Yeah.
Georgia.
It goes to show you how popular Pete Rose was, because he did sign a ton of items. They say it's more rare to find an unsigned Pete Rose item than a signed one, but he was always a great guy. My dad had signings with him in his restaurant down in Florida, and he'd sign anything in there for free, if you bought it from him out of his restaurant. And then we had some signings, but like always a great guy. Yeah.
Promoted 28 out of 59. Offers 109 old offers, 287 total offers. Last week was 246. This 287 was the second highest number of offers I've ever been able to send out. Last year, 87. So crazy. 200 more orders or offers I was able to make this year on last year.
Wow. But the weird thing is that your sales aren't
that
same skyrocketing. High. Yeah,
no,
it's
right.
Crazy.
Yep. Don, hold on. I take umbrage. It's not YouTube chat.
He has internet. Is it thanks to
no.
Elon Musk is giving free internet?
YouTube chat? Thank you. Thank you.
Well, yes, I heard Elon Musk is giving free internet to everyone without power.
Oh, wow.
What a guy.
Oh, yep, and warehouse. Okay, too. Thanks. Okay, very good. Did sell 3 items over on $1 Million Peddlers, including 1 item that was a leftover from Whatnot. And I sold 3 items over on Etsy and 1 item on papergoy.com. Do check it out, like and subscribe. How about buys? Anybody buying anything?
Let's see. Not a lot, but toy collections are starting to come in. Funko Pops, action figures, stuff like that. Very happy with that. Aaron is actually going to, I think it's Minnesota, somewhere with an M. I don't know. But we had 5 deals in Minnesota. One guy...
5 deals in Minnesota?
Yeah, one guy ghosted us, but we got 4 deals. And it's weird. Like we had 3 deals, DVDs, magazines.
Are there 5 people in Minnesota?
I don't know, but if Aaron's on there, if I'm wrong for the state, it's my own fault. I don't, my mind's not what it used to be. But anyways, one guy he's leaving, I think tomorrow. But we had a guy late last week and just emailed me and say, "Oh, I got all these cool magazines, sci-fi, horror. I got adult magazines. I got movies." I'm like, man, it's right up my alley. And then we worked out a deal. We did a 3-way Zoom. He wanted to see our faces and make sure we were legit and stuff.
Now, let me ask you a question for you. How much did you hate that?
I just didn't know what the purpose of it was. No, I did the Zoom.
But you hate, like, that's the kind of thing that would annoy you because long story short, 20 years ago, Mr. Magazine was Johnny Technology. He was cutting edge. He did all this. And at some point, he suddenly became an old man. And I could see him being, what am I on the Zoom? I don't even know how to do this. And like yelling for people to help him get on Zoom.
Like, well, my fear, and you learn as you go, because I had to do Zooms for my kids' football program and teachers and stuff. I was worried, like, I think I muted it. And then I started talking about someone or something or doing something stupid. So that was my fear. But now it was very simple. Aaron goes, actually took the guy that wanted to do the Zoom 10 minutes to figure it out. So his wife did it for him. But I'm talking to Aaron in the meantime, like, why are we doing this? Why do we have to see each other? I go, I don't want to see your mug again. I can see it anytime I want. And eventually we got on the Zoom. He just wanted to make sure we're legit and talk. It was important to him. So it was important to us. But, again, it was a last minute deal. And, he wanted a little more than we wanted. We ended up negotiating. And again, now he's picking up 3,000 items just from him, 1,000 items from someone else, 5,000. And so we're getting, it's costing me 20,000 at least, but my account's a little low now, but we got 4 deals in one area, so the travel isn't costing a lot because it's really just one state, so you're saving money there. So it's a good thing. But other than locally, I did pick up, and I don't deal in these normally. I know they could be good, but a gentleman had close to 100 Tiffany belt buckles from the 70s and 80s. So the Tiffany store, but they made cowboy belt buckles and cowboy related train and belt buckles and stuff like that. I don't know if they're brass, maybe, and they go for anywhere from $25 to $100.
Really, that's it.
But the guy had them, and he did want a lot for him at first. I go, listen, I did completed searches. Not a lot are selling. They might sell for $20-$30, and I got them for about $10 a piece.
Okay, I was just gonna guess $8 to $10.
No. They have to be cleaned up and stuff, a little work involved, but you might be able to get some good money. And it says Tiffany on the back, Tiffany, New York. So it's engraved in there. But cool stuff.
I wonder what those cost new.
They probably were $50 new from Tiffany. Honestly, I don't blame. Like in the 70s, it's got to be.
Yeah.
So, but what did you pick up lately? Where have you gone?
I had breakfast at Tiffany's. I think I remember the film.
Sing it.
Nobody wants to hear that. I went over to see what other people are doing, and I'll tell you. No buys this week for Don.
So you got money in your pocket. I wish I had no buys.
A little change in the pocket, going jing-a-ling-a-ling. Once you give me a ring, People keep asking too much. Now, Lewis, you come over to my whatnot. They're absolutely not asking too much over there.
If you're in the
Just
records,
saying.
we're definitely not asking too much. Yep. You want some records? We got them.
Thank you, Antiquarian.
Appreciate
it. Minnesota. There you go.
All right.
Tiffany never made buckles. Those are fake. Uh-oh.
Okay. Well, a lot of people are selling them on eBay unless it's a different Tiffany company, but they do engrave Tiffany New York, and people have them on eBay. So
maybe do one.
I'll have to do some research on
just to make sure that
unless there's a special they did one time, I don't know, but they're on eBay, and that's how I reference the prices.
Right. So yeah, maybe do one.
I'll give eBay a call and see what they say.
Oh, all right, Lewis. You could always move. Just throwing that out there. So I went to Grape Fest this week, Naples, New York. If you are in Naples at the end of September every year, they've got Grape Fest. I did get a grape pie. It was delicious. So walking around over there, there was a church sale that I went to and went through it. And they did have a couple of books that were okay. But the one was a 5-pound book.
Wow.
And we were parked a bit away from the car. So I did that was one of the few times that I actually did a search at a sale. Yeah, it's about a $20 to $25 book. I said, nope, I'm not carrying a 5-pound book around for $20 around all day or carrying it back to the car and have to catch back up to everybody. I'll let somebody else have that deal. There were a lot of different people. What people do is if you live on the main street of Naples, you actually rent your front yard out to dealers. And I was like the mayor of Secondhandville. I was walking through there, and you remember Gail?
I was going to ask you a while back what has happened to Gail.
Yeah, well, Gail was set up at Naples. As a matter of fact, said hi to me. An old-time dealer. She recognized me and said hi to me. Then walking along, do you remember Kevin?
Kevin who?
He's in your baseball league.
Oh, I know his last name. Yep, Kit Yanks. We call him Kit Yanks. He still is.
Yeah. He was set up over there, another old-time dealer. And so I said hi to him, talked to him for a few minutes. Then walking through one of the fields, all of a sudden some guy pushes me in the back. Not mean, but, pushes me in the back. And I turn around. It's another dealer. He goes, did you used to go to the auctions? And so I gave him my business card and talked to him for a while as well. So
cool.
I guess I am the mayor of Secondhandville here. You're the mayor of whatnot, and I'm the mayor of Secondhandville up this way. So
good times.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
But I ended up not buying anything there other than the grape pie, which was a delicious pie. Did then get a call from some lady for a house call. I went over there and she had everything set up in the garage. She had a box of kids' books. And then she had 3 other boxes of books. Well, the other boxes of books were things like, what's his name? Jeffrey Patterson. Is that the guy's name? Clive Cussler, that kind of stuff, just common stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I did a quick look through them and I looked through the kids' books and I said, look, I can give you $20 for the kids' books. I don't know if that's fine for you or not. I said, I don't need the other books. I can take them if you want and I'll donate them. She goes, well, I'll just donate them to the library. I said, well, that's absolutely fine. So she wanted to donate them herself rather than have me donate them. Hey, I don't care. I wouldn't have done anything with them anyway. So that was the only purchase I made this last week was $20 for the kids' books, most of which you'll be seeing up over on Whatnot. They're sitting over there all set to be put up in an auction in early November. So if you like kids' books, come on by. Pre-bid's always welcome. I mean, I'm having to hand crank my generator for every 30 seconds of your feed. You're worth it.
Nice.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Definitely. That does mean a lot to us. Glitch of the week. Couple of them there. This was an interesting one. I don't know. I've never seen this before. So Mr. Magazine asked me to buy something. And why don't you go quickly on a rant, Mr. Magazine?
I don't know what we're talking about.
What you asked me to buy something.
Just today. I'm thinking like a week ago when I saw you Monday, maybe. So, well, I needed some monster boxes because I have
why don't you tell people what monster boxes are?
It's you could have 3, 4, or 5 rows cardboard with a lid for sports cards.
Okay.
So they could hold 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. So I prefer the 5-row, 5,000 boxes. And I haven't bought these things in years, and they were probably $4 or $5 at the time back in the day. Then COVID, they were probably going for 10. Now they probably settled down. I don't know, but I haven't bought any in a while. So I got Rick the Heckler sorting like 25,000 football cards for me. And then I needed some for the shop and some for the warehouse to sort in. So I just asked Paperboy to go on there and buy me like 10 of them. So, I'm thinking 50, 60, 70, maybe $100 for 10 of them, And what did you find out?
They're $35 to $40 a box. A box on eBay.
And there weren't very many available.
No, there were 6 available, 6 sellers available.
So I contacted my buddy around the corner that has a card shop, and I asked him, and I'm pretty sure he said he can give them to me for like $4 or $5 each. So apparently there's price gouging online because not many people are selling them, maybe because of the shipping. So, maybe they're, but how much did it cost to ship them? Not $10. They're not that heavy.
Well, it could be the size.
But you're better off building it and sending it, right? Because then the unbuilt are way bigger than the 21 inches or whatever. So, yeah, crazy.
But when I was doing the search, you take a look and it'll say that this is being offered by Mr. Magazine. It'll give the number of positives you have, and it'll say, 99.7% or whatever you happen to be. If it's a sponsored listing, go do a search. Take a look at something that's a sponsored listing. All it says is it will not say the seller. It'll say the number of feedbacks, and then it says 0% positive. So I was looking, and the guy had 216 positives, 0%. I go, what? How is that even possible? So I looked at it. Nope, it was the sponsored listing actually says 0%. No idea why that is happening, but it says 0% on that. Kind of crazy over there. eBay was having a major problem. When you were buying postage, it was putting tracking. It was doing, I guess, showing that things were delivered right after you printed postage, or it was
people must have loved that.
It was putting wrong tracking numbers in. It was messing up. The system was messing up tracking numbers. eBay was aware of the thing and told people to just keep buying postage. We're going to get it worked out.
Yeah.
I'm sure that caused a lot of consternation among buyers and sellers this last week. I ended up getting a box from UPS. It was actually some packing supplies. UPS made a major glitch, in my opinion.
And what would that be?
Apparently, somewhere along the line, whether it was in the same truck as mine, whether it was in the factory, or the sorting station, a box or a jar of honey got broken. Because I went to pick up the box, and there's honey all over my hands from the box. I'm like, what the? So that's really, really nasty, picking up a box filled with honey on the outside. I'm not Winnie the Pooh. But the biggest glitch this week, I will say, was Papergoy.
Wow.
I was over on Whatnot, and those of you that saw it, the EPH Talks, which stands for F Talks, short for ephemera.
Okay.
I will give a shout out. The people that put it on did mention that Franklin Hill Ventures, who was on our show before, actually had the idea that they should call it Ephemera University, because that way they could call it FU. So I will give him credit. That's very, very clever. So, Mr. Magazine, we are giving a half an hour talk about something and selling stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to do magazines. That was my thing.
Sure.
I am the 7th person in out of 8.
Okay.
I, jumped on Wikipedia when we're magazines and, started, blah, blah, 1600s, by the way, et cetera. So a few different things, a few different factoids. And then I had a bunch of different magazines that, a Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Yeah, Sports Illustrated always sells. Swimsuit issues are better. Yeah. You can flip it was one with the flip cover.
Right.
So this was a gimmick that they used to try to make more sales, yada, yada, yada. No problem. So I go on, and Flippin' Rue, who's a subscriber, was on there showing she had I had 21 items up for auction.
Okay. She
had like 2 items up for auction and spent her entire show showing how to soak trade cards.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. I'm like, okay.
I get scared doing that.
Somebody else came on, person 2 before me, had they maybe sold 5 items. And they were showing all these 1880s and 90s photographs and telling you how to date off of them, off of women's fashion.
Wow. Okay.
Look at the sleeves on this. This would be late 1880s because of the sleeves. Look at this. Look at the way the waistline is on this. This is 18. I mean, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, the knowledge these people have. Sure. Meanwhile, I'm there with everybody is doing like 2 to 5 auctions. I have 21. These people all did all this research, and here I am winging it. I absolutely felt like the kid who, I'm sure you felt like this many times, who the summer project was to read War and Peace. And I picked up the Cliff's Notes and read about a third of the Cliff's Notes. And I'm the first person called to give my report. And I'm like, War and Peace is a book. It's a really good book. It's about war.
Oh, jeez.
And peace. And that's absolutely what I felt like, because everybody else did. And I was bumbling, stumbling.
Did you sell stuff though?
Yeah, I sold stuff. Yeah, but the point was to give education and lessons. Here I am doing an absolute, because everybody else did research. I got PowerPoints. I got all this stuff. And I'm up there like, here's a magazine. It's square bound.
Right.
I ended up pulling it out. Luckily, I think fast to my feet. But I will say the first, I had flop sweat like you would not believe, because I ran over to Wikipedia with about 2 minutes before my show, doing as much research as I could on stuff, because I was way over my skis. Everybody else did a tremendous job. I definitely was the weak link there. I will 100% admit it. I will admit that next time, if I'm invited back, I will actually take it a little more seriously, because everybody else did a tremendous job. Do check out all the other sellers and do watch. And if you want to see me be a rumbling, bumbling, stumbling fool, that would be a good place to do it.
Gotcha.
Slow down a lot. Still selling tons of cheaper stuff, and over 50 are still normal. Okay. That was bad.
So I'm curious. I can't click on it, right? But if anyone sees the gist of it, are they fake or are they real? What's the deal with them? Because eBay does have them on there. So, but if Tiffany never made belt buckles ever, they're really not fakes. Why would someone fake something they never made? Unless it's another Tiffany company. You know what I mean? Like,
Or you could go after the show and
get
that in the feed.
Well, I'm very anxious. I'm curious. Did I lose a lot of money and have things I can't sell now? But
you'll sell it at the trade show.
Oh yeah, I do.
Thank you, Fossil. But like I said, it was there was flat sweat like you would not believe on that one there, because everybody else is just doing these tremendous things. It would be like showing up in a clown costume to a formal dinner and going, what did I do? But I pulled it out. Site changes. PayPal has changed their login a little bit there, and now it looks a little different after you log in, and it's got a box down below that is automatically checked and everything like that to not require to recognize this device. I think it is something rather like that.
Stamps has a new format too.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. Oh, seems as cool. It is cleonejr@gmail.com. CLEONEJR@gmail.com.
There you go.
Thank you.
Oh, or you could do that.
I could do that. Yeah.
Look at this. Yeah. Good. Everybody's reading about Tiffany belt buckles and not worrying about me making a fool out of myself. I love it.
I should have used it as the item of the day.
There you go. Right. Now we can use next week. This item of the week this week, a second annual Christmas party. Woohoo! Christmas is coming on up. I take a size XL. For patients of Birmingham Hospital and underprivileged children, the Westerners of San Fernando Valley. So you'll find things like this out there all the time. Usually you can pay $1, $2 for something like this. Something like this normally will go for $20 to $25. Great little Bob's Big Boy on the back. That is pretty cool.
That, right, huh?
Pretty cool.
Did you keep the comics?
However, when I went inside, who is that right there?
It says Rocky Lane Blackjack. It was Blackjack, his horse?
His horse, yep. So I don't know how well you can see it or not, but it's signed right there, Rocky Lane. And I know Jeff Norton knows this, but I don't know if anybody else does. Rocky Lane, of course, was a 1940s, 50s cowboy actor, basically. You know what else he was, Mr. Magazine?
A boxer, and that's where Rocky got his name, Sylvester Stallone.
Right. He was the voice of Mr. Ed.
Oh, wow.
And that actually is a very, very collectible signature. His signature is about $100 collectible just because of the Mr. Ed. So anytime you pick up those kind of programs, always look inside. You'll be surprised. A lot more of them are signed than you think. And
oh, geez, they're fakes.
Oops.
That sucks. I wonder what I'll have to call eBay. Well, we didn't list any yet, but
yeah.
So there's no real ones out there. Someone just faked it and used Tiffany's name, apparently.
Sounds like it, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so always take a look inside those things, and there you go. Yeah, well, that actually is a better guess than Mr. Ed, to tell you the honest truth. But yeah, people, Mr. Ed is quite collectible, so because of that.
Yeah.
Insulting offer of the week. I had a Gnosis, Gnosis magazine with Carl Jung and more in there. Rare magazine, $32.24. I got offered a $12 offer on it, and then the person retracted it. And I'm like, really? I wasn't going to take $12 to start with.
Right.
And now you're going and retracting it? People are crazy out there.
Yeah.
Mr. Magazine had a Tom Brady rookie 2001 Bowman Chrome. And I know you cop things when you get offers.
Yeah.
You were asking $1,563 on it.
Yeah.
You got a $650 offer.
I did sell it, and I sold it for $1,000. I figured it'd be a nice number, a nice round number. I make some money, and we move on. And it's the raw price is around $1,000 for a good-looking raw one.
Okay, right. Mr. Magazine had Tony Stewart 118 Monte Carlo signed, $70. You got a $20 offer, and then you had a limited edition 118 for $78. You got offered $12. What is it with Tony Stewart?
Go figure.
Apparently, apparently Tony Stewart is not trending right now.
No.
Customer issues. I had the only customer issue this week, Mr. Magazine, or else you didn't send me any.
Okay.
Well, actually, I had two of them. This one, perhaps you can explain what this means. I had
Thank you, Jeff.
Evo Magazine, February 1961.
Mm-hmm.
I made an offer to buyer. I got this response. Thank you for your offer, but I have a lot magazine like this with my mother in covering.
Okay.
So you're as confused as I am.
I get stuff like that. It doesn't make any sense. You have to move on. You don't look too deep into it. Just, you weren't going to sell it anyways. Let's be honest.
You understand we have a show, and so things like that actually pad out the show a little bit. Okay. Just want to make sure you understood.
Contributing to it. Yeah.
I want to make sure you understood the concept here.
Gotcha.
I had a $28.22 magazine with free shipping. Got to the guy. He complained that the condition was a little off on it. I said, return for a full refund. I have free returns. I'll foot the bill for it to get returned. He contacted me back, said, I don't have time to return it. I'll be happy with a $25 partial refund.
Ooh, wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, he paid $28.22. I paid the shipping, and he'd be happy
more than the $382.
Yeah, he'd be happy with $25 back. I sent him. I said, let me get this straight. You want $25 back as a partial refund on a $28 item
to keep it.
And then I sent him the list of the fees and everything right off the order.
Right.
I made $16, and that doesn't include my cost of the item, and that doesn't include packing materials, and doesn't include my time. So $16, and he wants $25 back. So,
well, again, I have this customer overseas that spends a lot of money a few times a year on magazines, and we have pictures of these magazines, and the price is reflective in the picture. So if we have a mint one, it could be 50. A VG one could have wear for 25, and he buys these. And then he always, say he buys 100 magazines. It's a big order. I give him a discount, but then I'll be like, 10 of these are in poor condition, and I'm not going to return them. It costs money. So I give him like partial credit and this and that, but I can't keep doing it because, more think about it, like, yeah, you're giving me money, but I'm giving you a discount, and you're always finding something. Like no one else rarely ever finds condition issues, but you're finding 10 out of 100.
Right.
So you got to put a stop to it, or else they just keep taking advantage.
Well, and there are times I just told him that I'm waiting for his response. However, this may not be the best business, but at this point, if he contacted me back and said, I want a partial refund of 10 cents, he's not getting it. Yeah. He's returning the item for a full refund, period. End of story. I'm willing to negotiate. Don't overplay your hand. $25 back and a $28 to be happy. I'd be happy winning a lottery. It's not happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting other things. Did you see Tom Brady is going to be auctioning off a lot of watches?
I did see that. Yeah.
$12,000 to $800,000 expected on the various watches.
Yeah. And I think some of his game worn stuff, like his one of a kind Super Bowl, the little wristband with all the plays on it.
Wow.
Yeah, he's showing that. Yeah.
See, I don't think any watch is going to go for $12,000.
They can go for more.
Yeah, I think every watch is going to go for more than that. I don't think there's.
Yeah,
I don't think
he probably doesn't know what they're worth, but he might have paid 10 or 12, and now they're worth 20 or 30.
Well,
or
right,
50.
but here's the thing. But
Plus he wore them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Say it's worth 8,000.
Right.
I think it's still going to go for 15.
Oh yeah, this was on Brady's wrist.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of watches, the first Rolex ever worn on the moon is up for auction.
Wow.
They're expecting
that's an oldie.
They're expecting $400,000 for that watch. So pretty cool. Whatnot, which Mr. Magazine is a huge proponent of finally. Free shipping for Whatnot new customers for their first purchase.
I gotta buy
Whatnot
something.
is rolling that out.
I'm losing
as well.
money here. I get these discounts to buy stuff, and I don't use it. Gotta get on there.
This has absolutely nothing to do with reselling, but I laughed. Sean Diddy Combs, his lawyer, blames Costco for the fact that he had 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
It's true.
As he buys in bulk. So it's Costco's fault.
He can't afford retail. He's worth $500 million.
So he buys 1,000 of them at Costco.
So let's say you're getting $10 bottles for $8. You're still spending
a lot of money. Yes, a lot of money. That just made me laugh. Neil Armstrong wore an Omega watch. Yep. And this was the first Rolex worn on the moon. Yep. Did you see this? Oh, I shouldn't tell you this, Mr. Magazine. Your kids aren't watching, are they?
Not in the middle of the show. Usually beginning or end.
Uber is delivering Spirit of Halloween costumes, makeup, and decorations this year.
Wow.
So if you suddenly decide that you wanted, like right now, if Mr. Magazine said he wanted to finish the show out dressed as a pirate, he could jump right on Uber, and be at the end of the show, he would get the costume and you could try it out.
Wow, that's impressive.
Let's say you wanted to do that.
Yeah.
That would be really good to get a lot of likes and everything. You could probably do that now.
I'd like to be Wolverine because my son's Deadpool.
That were anything for you to be getting dressed up in costume right here. I don't care what you are.
That could be the item of the week.
So a guy bought a Wayne Gretzky ticket from a hockey game.
Okay.
WHA, the Indianapolis Racers.
Wow.
Back in the day, he paid $27.49 for it.
How old was he? Like 15 at the time?
No, he bought it. He bought it.
No, but I'm saying Gretzky though.
Oh,
17. He was an 18-year-old
17 or something like that. Yeah. Well, the WHA was professional at the time.
Right, but he was younger than when I think he was 18 when he made it to the
NHL.
Oilers or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Just like James Bond. The guy did a whole bunch of research. Turns out it was the game that his rookie card photo was taken at.
Wow.
So now that's going to be going up to the auction. It's the highest graded one from that game, yada, yada, yada. And who knows what it's going to go for. But that's a lot of research. But the tick, I will say this, for having done various research.
He pay a lot of money for it.
$27, yeah. Probably paid more to get it graded than he paid for the ticket.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But tickets are going crazy.
Yeah.
But you got to do a lot of research to tie in what they were.
Every time I get them, I save them because you don't know you could always make some relevance of a ticket.
That's true. A painting that was hated by a wife that a junk dealer had turned out to be a $6 million Pablo Picasso.
Wow.
I did see the painting. It was ugly as sin. But did you see that a buyer paid $4,000 for a Taylor Swift guitar that was signed?
Then destroyed it.
And now he's putting it up for auction.
Cool. He had a sledgehammer, right?
Yeah. And now he's putting it up for auction.
And it'll probably sell for more money.
Probably. This was huge news. And anybody over on the membership side, and we do appreciate you. And anybody who isn't, you should come on over. There are probably 120 videos over there at this point. eBay has scrapped fees for private sellers in the UK. No listing fees, no final value fees. How do they make money? Yeah, so I did comment over behind the paywall, my thoughts of that. So kind of interesting, though. Does make you wonder whether they're going to be doing something like that in the United States at some point or not. Not that it would help any of us, but be interesting to see. Did you see Shohei Ohtani's 50th home run ball is up for auction?
Yes.
But that there's a lawsuit who actually owns it.
I know. Now I wonder what would happen when the Dodgers offered $300,000 to the guy that claimed it after the fact, because he turned it down. Now they claim it's in over $1 million.
Well, it's a $500,000 starting bid, a $4.5 million buy it now, but the buy it now disappears.
Is that golden?
Yep. Yeah. The buy it now disappears if the bidding hits $3 million. So You still have a chance to get a couple of
It
dollars
doesn't do
together.
anything for me. Cool doesn't do anything for me, But again, yeah, someone claimed that they had the ball in their hands, and then someone they
Ripped it
claimed,
out, yeah.
stole it. So basically, this is unprecedented because it's been part of the game for years. But it depends. Like, did you almost have the ball and then they took it and it bobbled or something, or did you actually have full possession? Like in football, if you have full possession,
Oh, and
you didn't fumble it,
and both feet down,
right? Yeah, not out of bounds. But yeah, it's crazy. And I want, because if the judge rules on this now, what's going to happen nowadays with anything?
Oh, everybody can make the claim.
Yeah. You're going to go back and
some guy claimed that
McGuire ball or whatever that was.
That Edwin Castro, the guy that won the $1 billion or $2 billion or he won at the lottery.
Yeah.
Some other guy said it was his ticket and sued. So
and how do you prove that? You got to go to the mini mart and
It got thrown out. The suit got thrown out because the guy never showed up for like a second hearing. So somebody reached out to see if his brother was in a Blackpool soccer program. Apparently, his brother did make the bigs over in England in the 1970s. And I, at first he said, "Hey, can you see if so and so was in, or can you show a picture?" I'm like, "No, I'm really not set up for that." He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry." He goes, "I'm sorry. Here's the reason why. It's my brother. My brother died." Da 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 da. I said, "All right, I'll do it." So I went and looked, and sure enough, his brother was in there. So I posted it and said, "Hey, your brother's great news for you. Your brother's in there." Oh, it says in there he played in a game before that. I don't know if I want it or not. I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?"
Yeah, you're trying to be a good Samaritan. It backfired.
But here's the other thing too. How many games did your brother play? Buy them all.
Right, yeah. Exactly.
Buy them all.
How much you were asking? You probably weren't asking a ton.
$14.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So
why did he want the one before it?
Because it was his first game.
First one. Oh gosh.
Yeah, but still, get
good
a second one.
Good luck finding that one. I'm sure they're not easy to find.
Exactly.
You should give it to me. I'll buy it from you and I'll put it on. Put $100 on
it. Per the Wall Street Journal, Sotheby's is in financial trouble. They're having trouble making payroll, etc. Though the auction house claims that is untrue.
Yeah, but they'll be fine with Brady's auction. Aren't they doing Brady's auction?
Well, they're waiting.
Christie's. It's not Golden.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
I think it's Sotheby's or Christie's.
Well, Sotheby's apparently is waiting for some rich guy in the Middle East to write him a check, and the guy hasn't written him the check lately. And it scared away one consigner. One consigner was going to consign and is like, "Yeah, I don't feel comfortable doing that." So that's the kind of rumors that can take a business down. Yep.
Toxic.
I almost wasn't here tonight, Mr. Magazine.
Really?
Really?
What happened?
Couldn't.
Your car stopped because it was loaded with too many magazines?
No, I couldn't pass up being with you, my friend. Bare Naked Ladies was actually in concert tonight.
Yeah. I would have seen them. Kodak, right?
Yeah. And I was going to go to Bare Naked Ladies. They actually announced the show 6 months ago, and I didn't realize it was a Wednesday. But I looked into it. Tickets are over $100. I said, "Well, they want to get that $1 million sooner rather than later." I saw them in concert about 20 years ago over at Finger Lakes. They were a great show, but I don't want to pay $100 for.
Speaking of tickets, so my wife is really into football now. It's my kid's senior year. We have friends that are going into college. My son probably play college football, but she's starting to get into. She's a Bills fan, unfortunately, but she's getting into college football. She just likes watching football. Seeing the big crowds at Ohio State and stuff. So she wants to make it like a goal this year to go to a big college football game because we haven't been to one. So she was pricing out games like within reason of driving. So Ohio State and Penn State are probably the two best teams we can drive.
Syracuse isn't bad.
We've been to a Syracuse one, but I mean, again, the stadium holds 50,000 people. They never pack it in. She wants to go to like a big deal one, a big rivalry, whatever. So guess how much like average tickets at Penn State compared to Ohio State that are available at this point?
I have no idea.
$500 for Ohio State, middle of the road, and Penn State's about $100.
Oh.
So we're going to go to Penn State.
There you go. There you go. Penn State or State Penn?
Well, one of us will be in State Penn before or after that. But, yeah. How far is Penn State from here?
Yeah, 5 hours, 6 hours.
Not too bad.
So the dinosaur for $44 million. I think that'd be fine. There you go.
All right.
There you go. You would think so. You would think so.
I wonder what I can get for my wife.
Hey now. $100 for a ticket is cheap nowadays.
True.
Yeah. I'm from the old days. My friends. And I saw them in concert once already as well. So
my wife's going to see Pink, I think, next month. And they booked it like 8-9 months ago when the tickets first came out. And I think they're getting decent tickets, like close, but not it was too close. And they were like $400 or $500 then, like right out of the gate. So like she could probably sell for at least double, I would think, at this point.
Wow.
They sell out. It's crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then last week we were talking about using AI in listing, and a subscriber reached out to me. They were looking up, trying to sell a Corning coffee pot, this old school coffee pot. It can make 6 cups of coffee. AI is saying that it comes with 6 cups. I think that making 6 cups of coffee and coming with 6 cups are 2 completely different things.
Is this something you can revise once if
you can, but what if you don't read through it?
Oh, yeah.
What if you just say, I'm going to let AI do it, and you have your pictures up just to the coffee pot, and I buy it from you, and I say,
where's my 6 cups?
Where are the 6 cups? You promised that there were 6 cups along with this.
Defeats the purpose because AI is supposed to be saving you time, and now you got to proofread the whole thing and revise it.
Yeah. Yep. So that's, again, you were asking last week if you were liable. You absolutely would be, no doubt at all in that case. And you couldn't blame the buyer.
Right.
The buyer would read it and say, it says it comes with 6 cups.
Yeah.
So kind of crazy there.
Yeah, we got to put these coffee pots with my belt buckles.
There you go.
Jeez.
Free coffee pot along with the belt buckle. My son is top manager of a landscaping company that does Ryan Days. Oh, very cool.
Cool.
Very cool. Somebody I know is a huge The Ohio State fan. Just laying that out there. Just laying that out there. I grew up in Ohio. Been a fan since Archie Griffin days, as a matter of fact. Only 2-time winner of the Heisman Trophy. Just saying. Just saying. Can't remember the exact motto. I think the one with the cornflower. Okay. Yep. How about the one with the 6 coffee cups that aren't there? The 6 invisible coffee cups. Those are very, very rare. All right. We're going to head on into the main topic today. Resellers must know when to walk away from a deal and when to run. Take it away, Mr. Magazine.
Well, lately I've been walking away from a lot more deals and running away from some of them. We'll start with when to run. Generally, when nowadays most people do their own research and they don't know how to do research correctly. I'm probably repeating myself, but they'll go on eBay and they'll look at the highest price and say it's a graded baseball or a graded card. They don't realize that their card isn't graded and they're going off an asking price. Or the ball has a certificate and theirs isn't certified, and they're not going off a sold one. So a lot of times they'll come in with a crate. I have a gentleman right now that did that with a bunch of baseballs. They weren't graded and authenticated, and he went with the highest priced asking. So Mickey Mantle could be $1,000 for a graded one, and he thinks it's $1,000 when really they're $300. And I would pay half of that. If he was authenticated, it's a different story, and plus the condition of the ball and the signature and all that factors in. But these people come in, I just tell them, you know what, I have to pass because if they tell me what they're asking, if they think it's worth, I have to pass because, we go by eBay sold, completed of the similar items, whether it's certified, uncertified, whatever, raw cards, graded cards. And then they usually say, well, I don't really know about this. I go, you should really research it yourself so you don't think I'm trying to take advantage.
Absolutely.
Or I can print them out. A lot of times I'll print them out and I'll circle the sold and I say, look, yours looks just like this one. This one's not certified. It's really 150 or 200 or whatever. So those people I try to run away from because they're going to think I'm trying to really screw them, and I'm not. Other people that have, if I walk away from a deal, it's something that either I don't want to add to my death pile.
Money mountain.
Exactly. It's too much work. The items are too cheap. So you could have $1,005 items and offer them to me for 50 cents. I could care less because I can't sell a $5 item and make a profit. Some people don't understand things like that. So deals that aren't great deals or deals where they're just too far out of touch, I'm either going to run away from those or walk away from them. But I will try if it's something I really feel like it's worth getting. I want to make them, the ones you walk away from, I might make them a low offer thinking, well, it's worth it for me at this price. I don't care if they say yes or no. So these put you in a better position nowadays. The way the economy is 1, I have a ton of death piles. 2, I have a ton of inventory. 3, sales are not what they should be at this point. So you can't offer as much either. So right now it's good to walk away and run away from these deals if you don't need them. And how about you?
Well, obviously, no. Kick them out now. We don't talk about that team up north, John. We do not talk about that team up north. I do apologize. We do not. Yellowstone Corporation is a company that does Ryan Day landscaping. Has over 5,000 employees. Pay each year for the managers to meet Ryan Day and all the coaches. Maybe I can go get a job with them for one summer and then just meet Coach Day. I probably should have ran away for no reason other than personal safety from the flophouse deal. Probably should have.
Yeah.
So I brought this up, and this is going to sound like a rambling story, but it's not. This is 100% true. I got a call late last week from somebody we both know, a dealer, who had a buy for me, a house call, a lead.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, hey, this person's got books and sheet music. You could probably get the things cheap. Here's her name. Here's her number.
Did they buy anything before you, and then they called you afterwards?
They went out first.
Okay.
At that moment, I hadn't known anything beyond that. So I called the lady, and she was very reasonable. And hey, I got your number from. I'm here. I'm interested in books. Blah 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 blah. She goes, yeah, no problem. I said, I'm busy this weekend. Can we set something up for Monday? She goes, oh yeah, no problem at all. Sweet as pie.
Yeah.
I said, what time Monday works? Oh, I don't care, whenever. 10 o'clock Monday. Perfect. That's great. So I'm all set up, got her address, verified everything. I'm all set to go there 10 o'clock Monday. 2 hours later, the phone rings, and I look down, and I recognize the first 3 digits, and I go, I bet this is that lady.
Mm.
Okay. So I answer the phone. Who's this? I go, hello? Who's this? I go, Dave. Dave who? Dave.
How old is this lady? Because I think I know where this is headed.
I would guess 50 something.
Okay.
50 something.
Yeah.
Dave who? Dave. Do you have a last name? No, we'll just go with Dave. Dave. I go, are you the lady that I'm supposed to be seeing books Monday? Yeah. What do you want? I go, books. You had books. You had sheet music. Yeah, but what are you buying? I go, books and sheet music. Yeah, but what are you buying? I just need to know. I need to know so I have it laid out. What are you buying? I go, books, sheet music. I also buy ephemera. I'll buy postcards. I'll buy maps. I mean, other things that you have. Yeah, but what are you buying? I go,
what is she looking for? Like, what answer is she looking for? You're giving her every answer possible that makes sense.
I go, ma'am, I'm interested in books, things like that. But what are you buying? I go, ma'am, I'm buying the things that you have. I'm not going to waste your time because the other dealer wastes people's time at times. And I said, I'm not going to waste your time. I said, I've been doing this forever. I've been doing this.
Talk to you though.
Yeah. I said, I've been doing this 25 years. I'll be there. I'll be on time. I'll be professional. If it's nothing I want, I'll let you know. I'll be out of your way. Otherwise, we'll work out a deal. No problem whatsoever. But what do you want? I go, I want, the books, the sheet music, other things like that. What did your friend tell you? I go, he told me you had books and sheet music. Well, did he tell you he bought sheet music? I go, no. Yeah, he bought a box of sheet music and he gave me $5 for it. I go, okay. Well, then I guess I don't want sheet music. Well, what are you paying? I go, ma'am, I said, we can just call this deal off if that works better for you. No. I want to do it. What are you paying? I said, I don't know, ma'am. I don't know if I don't see what you have. I have to see it first.
Right, yeah.
I said, I pay fair. I said, there's no problem at all. I pay very fair on things. But what are you paying? Ma'am, I don't know. I don't know until I see it. Well, I've got a Charles Dickens book here that's old. What are you paying on it?
You got to get into it. It has to be first. Now you got to explain the additions to it.
I said to her, ma'am, I don't know. I don't know without seeing it. There were a lot of different editions of Charles Dickens. I said, and I don't want to commit, and I don't want to say I'm paying you $5 for it, because if it's a first print, I'm ripping you off, and I could be ripping myself off depending upon what it is. I said, I need to see it first. Well, what are you paying? I don't know, ma'am. I need to see what items you have.
How did she deal with this guy? Because I know how difficult he can be to deal with.
I
mean, how did she? If she handled him, why does she think she can't handle you?
I think he wasted her time, and so she was upset that I was. So then she goes, I've got a dictionary from the 1840s. What do you pay on that?
Oh, God.
I said, ma'am, I don't know. I have to see it. Well, what are you paying?
Wow.
I said, ma'am, I don't know until I see it. I said,
you have more patience than I do. I would be out of it. I don't need this crap.
So many issues, ma'am. I said, it depends upon the condition. It depends upon, well, what are you paying? I said, ma'am, I have a phone. I have the internet on the phone. We can look things up. I said, if you want the stuff gone, it'll get gone. If you want to sell individual items, I will give you a fair offer if I think I can move them. Well, if I want the stuff gone, I can effing donate it. Okay, no problem. She goes,
Wow.
why don't we just call the whole thing off? I go, okay, ma'am, have a nice day.
Wow.
I think I dodged a bullet.
But if she's not going to sell them to you, she has to give you the opportunity to look at them. Anyone, like even your friend. She didn't do this with him over the phone, so why was she okay selling to him? And if she thought he was too cheap, she could, if she has this attitude, she could have said, I'm not selling it, bye.
Well, and my other thought as well, and again, I think I dodged a bullet. I think that would have been an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
And that was when you have to run away from a deal, definitely. And I told Mrs. Papergoy the story, and we were laughing. And I said, I was on my way to the other house call at 10 o'clock, same time I had set up. I said, there's about a 5% chance she calls me up, yelling at me, asking where I am. She did not call.
Oh,
but I was funny. Like, I could imagine her calling and being like, where are you? You're supposed to be over here. You're very unprofessional.
Yeah, that's actually a good rambling story.
She, thank you, Puddings. Yes, I missed something. But that's the other thing too that you need to remember. You're going in, and that's why I have this spooky background here. You're going into houses like this. You're going out of your way. You've mentioned before, haven't been scared before it deals. You absolutely never know what you're getting into, and whether that lady had a negative experience with another dealer, whether she was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs to start with, I don't know. But I'm glad that I did not get that deal. That would have been rather uncomfortable, especially, and I actually thank her for calling me, because imagine if she was all paranoid like that and I showed up.
Got there and then she interrogated you. Wow. Yeah, not good.
Yeah, that would have been scary as well, even scarier on that over there. Because again, people do have screws loose out there, and you absolutely never know on that. So be careful out there. You never know what you're going to walk into. We hear all the time meet in a public place, meet here, meet there. Well, that's not possible if you're on a house call. Right. I can't tell her, yes, I want you to take everything that you own to sell, box it all up, meet me at the police station in the parking lot, and maybe I'll buy a book from you.
Yeah.
That's not going to work.
No.
I have to go to her location for it, as far as that goes. The other thing I was thinking about, she's like, well, if I just want it all gone, I can just donate it. Thinking to myself, yeah, you could take it all. You got to box it all up.
Yeah, right.
You either have to deliver it or you got to call to have them
write it all down too.
I don't even know the process for donating a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of work to donate, as opposed to calling me up and saying, I want this all gone. Give me $100, load up your car, get back out of here.
I think you can give it to them without any paperwork. But if you want to use it for a tax write-off, you have to fill out this paperwork for it. Yeah. Any thoughts on that?
We'll hit that in a second. But yeah, that's so again, be very, very careful out there, I guess, is what I'm saying. And sometimes run. And again, I'm glad that she did.
And then we'll go back to
so similar happened to me. A woman wanted 100 for 500 books sight unseen. I said no. The next day she donated all of them to the thrift I was at. I dodged a bullet. They were garbage. There you go. Any thoughts on that, Mr. Magazine? I know you've been watching. So I will admit, the last 3 weeks with all of the traveling that I've been doing and all the things going on, I have not been checking Heritage. So I don't know the last couple of weeks how the sales are going over on Heritage, but I know they had been heading down. And I know that it seems as though a lot of stuff graded is selling not as well as the raw stuff. Your thoughts?
Definitely. So what's going on? It's a slow time right now for comics. Still, again, if you have high grade grails, it's a whole new ball game. Right. It's like the cards. Grades 1, 2, and 3 are going to sell because they're cheap.
And somebody wants them.
Yeah, and grades 8, 9, and 10 are going to sell for a premium to the rich people because they're rare. What I was doing is I got a complete Spider-Man run. I got Fantasy 15 graded. I had the first number 1 through 200 all graded. What I was doing is, a lot of the early stuff I picked up in the last couple of years, and then say from issues 25 to 200, I had most of the collection already from when I was younger, and I kept upgrading over the years. So I had a lot of high grade Silver Age and Bronze Age Spideys, and I was getting them graded and paying the $50 or whatever with the shipping, and they were coming back. Some of the early stuff was okay. It was hit and miss. I'd get a 7 on an old one, a 9 on a bronze or whatever. But the way I looked at it, I'm looking at some of these. I'm like, I'm paying $50, and they're only worth 80 to 100. Some of these, say when you get into issues 150 to 200, I still have. I'd like to get them all graded at one point, 201 to 1,000 or whatever. But, it's a lot of money. So I was looking into some of them that I had graded, 8s and 9s and stuff from the bronze era. You can buy them already graded for 50, 60, $70, a higher grade. So like So then I stopped grading. I'm like, when I have some money, I'll sell my 201 raw. I'll sell my 203 raw. I'll sell all these raw unless they really look flawless or perfect. If I think they can get a 9.6 or 9.8. But if they're going to be in a 9 range, I just sell them on eBay or Amazon, and then I'll buy
a pre-graded
one that say I want to get 9.2 or higher or whatever. Anything that's fair in that price range, and I'll just grab it. So right now is the time you could probably buy stuff cheap and make some money down the road for sure.
Now I've seen a couple of YouTubers out there talking that they feel that a lot of collectors are moving away from the graded, which I know a lot of collectors never got into the graded because their feeling is I want to hold the comic book and read the comic book. I happen to want it graded.
Yeah.
So for somebody like me, that's fine. Let the prices drop because I would rather have it graded.
Yeah.
I want to encapsulate it and protect it forever, as opposed to dopey me dropping it and wrecking it at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, that seems to jibe with what I had been seeing happening at Heritage up until 3 weeks ago when I stopped going to the auctions for a little bit just because I've been so busy. But yeah, so that seems to be the trend right now. Might be a good time if you feel that they are going to come back to be buying the graded stuff at some point.
And it might be a good time for what Don says.
Oh, yes, you should hit the like button. And we're going to do a quick, I'm sure, a rambling story of the week. You have one, Mr. Magazine?
I think I can talk about Metallica one last time.
Sure.
So my buddy, the barber, every story's about him because he's a funny guy.
We'll just see how it responds in a month when I get back into the market. Because I moved the market.
Exactly.
That's what Kelly's saying, which I can't argue with.
Cool, Kelly. So we finally get to the Metallica concert, the four of us, and my one friend, the barber, just wanted to go have fun with his, his buddies, whatever. Didn't really know many songs. I think he's a Yankee fan, so he knows Enter Sandman. Everyone knows Enter Sandman. So that was really the only one song he knew.
No, he's got to know the other big song.
No, he really doesn't.
The Master of Puppets was pulling the strings.
No, he really didn't.
Even if it's sang like that?
No. So we're there.
Oh, there's a copyright strike.
Everyone's standing up, having fun. We're singing most of the old, the old songs they played, we would sing along. The new songs, we didn't know the words to the newest album, 72 or something like that. And my buddy's just standing there like this, looking miserable, like just watching the concert, watching me, watching the concert, not even trying to get involved in having fun, and I don't think they played Enter Sandman because now Metallica has 2 concerts. Oh. You got to go on a Friday and a Sunday if you want to play all their songs. So say it's 2.5 hours. It's 5 hours.
What is this? The Money Grab Tour?
It is the Money Grab Tour. They're actually coming to Syracuse next year in June or something for one day. So I don't know if it's going to be longer and play more songs. I don't know. But again, they didn't play that. And he looked totally miserable. He ended up buying a shirt afterwards for half price, which I don't even know why he spent money on that. Did I mention about where we ate afterwards? And again, it was a 2-mile walk. It was kind of a nightmare because we booked the wrong parking lot that we paid for. But we were all starving, so we didn't want to wait. Did I tell the story already?
I don't know.
I think I was going from start to finish, so maybe not. So anyways, maybe like a 5-10 minute walk out of the complex. The guy's got a sausage stand and hot dogs. I think they're 12-inch long, foot longers, whatever. And I owed my buddy Mike one because I think he paid for my last meal. He was hungry, and we weren't going to wait 2 hours to eat. And I don't think we had dinner. And he's like, "Hey, you want to have something here?" I go, "Yeah." So I bought him a sausage. I bought myself one. Then my son wanted one. So I had to ask my buddy. I go, "Whatever, I might as well, whatever." And it was like almost $70. No napkins. I think they had ketchup and mustard. That was it. I don't even think they had onions that I can remember. And it was like $68, some crazy price. And what are you going to do at that point? We're holding them in our hands, eating them when I paid. So
goodness.
Again, he got a freebie from me again. So I spent a lot of money on this kid on the trip, but nice kid.
Was that the Money Grab hot dog stand?
That was the money. Yeah, that was some crazy stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. And what are you gonna do? It happens. You live and learn. But I guess it beats us waiting till 2 a.m. to order at restaurants. Nothing would have been open, I don't think, on a Friday night anyway.
Denny's, Moons Over My Hammy.
But it was like
who are not a sponsor, but should they want to be?
Say the concert got done at 9:30, you get to your car at 10.
Then he's used to be 24 hours.
And you got to wait 2 hours. I don't know where there might have been one somewhere, but we didn't want to wait till 2 a.m. to eat. So
I would have honestly gotten a stick and started digging for grubs. I'm cheap though. I'm cheap like that.
I mean, he didn't feel bad that I paid $70. He didn't offer up. So
imagine the police coming. I'm pulling grubs out of the ground and eating them.
Yeah.
What are you doing, sir? I'm not paying that kind of money for those. I'm not going to have them ground these grubs up and serve them to me in that sausage. I'll just eat them here.
You know, a lot of people were eating them there too, but there was no sign. I mean, you know, you think like, I don't know, $10. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're foot long, so $10. I don't know. It's convenient, but yeah, that's crazy stuff. So you live and learn.
All right, everybody, definitely do hit the like button if you could. This was a rocking show, fun show tonight. Fun, definitely fun. Mr. Magazine, you are over on Whatnot. I've heard a rumor.
I am. I'm going to say 8:15 Saturday and Sunday mornings, 45s on Saturday, 33 RPM record.
And how do we find you over there?
It's Mr. Magazine, but it's the MISTER Magazine.
Nice. Yeah. And of course, I am over there Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays. Come on by tomorrow. We got some great books. If you want some fun light reading like Kierkegaard, Kafka, and Sylvia Plath, you definitely want to come on by tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern.
Are those postcards? I wouldn't know.
No, those are books that you want to hang yourself after you read. So come on by for that.
Real quick, throw that one in.
I hope you do a video on the actual cost of buying and selling on sites like Heritage. You buy something for $50, how much does it actually cost you to get it delivered? Oh, very good idea. I will write that down.
You got it.
All right. And anybody out there who is not a member yet, definitely do come on by. Perfect time to become a member. If you are a reseller, it's tax deductible, just saying. So come on by. Visit us over on that side as well, and we will see you next video.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.